Hello everyone, I have another replay here. I got Luck Extreme, which is James Arc versus Mirageknight. This is GOAT Format War League again. Let's just get right into the game. Mirageknight goes first. Sets a monster and 2 back rows. There is no dust shoot. Okay, so just go for the Thunder Dragon. Yeah, it's fine. Is this like a spot where you set Night Assailant and Regeki break the set monster so that Night Assailant can take out the next one? I don't really see another play here. I don't want to set Faith with Book. That's really bad. The other option is like keep Night Assailant keep Night Assailant in hand and allow the flip. But if Spy flips or Dekoichi flips, that's basically just a loss right there. So yeah, I think it has to be set Night Assailant, Jar, Regeki break. Could even set Book if you feel like it, just to make it less likely that MST hits. Like, you don't want MST to hit Jar or Regeki break, and when they set 2 cards like this, there is a pretty good chance there is MST. So yeah, I think I would set Book. I would set everything. He decides to just risk the MST, which is like whatever. So no MST flips. Let's see if a Jar Greed comes out after the Spy. Oh wait, he didn't Regeki break. Yeah, you have to Regeki break there because when Spy or Dekoichi flips, the Night Assailant loses all of its value. 100% I would Regeki break, and if it sang in, it sang in. Okay, so allow this attack and just destroy the defense mode Spy. So no Jar Greed flipped from Mirageknight, which indicates that the back row could have like a Solemn. Draw Spy is really good. Night Assailant went through, so that's good. I guess the question here is, do you hold Jar and just set Spy? It might depend on like how many dust shoots are in James' deck. I think if there's like 3 dust shoots, you probably just use Jar. If there's like 1, you can probably hold. He decides to just hold, and that's fine. So Mirageknight decides to hold Jar, and that's really bad because he didn't set a monster last turn, which means he would want to draw a monster from Jar Greed. He would also want to draw Knock for the Night Assailant, so this was just a straight misplay. Alright, so it goes Jar, Graceful, Scarred Serpent, Torrential. Place Heavy Storm, Chain Jar. He allowed the Jar, so Yeah, no reason not to just use Regeki Break on Spy, I think. Mirageknight didn't chain book to Spy. That could imply that he maybe has the third Spy in hand. Either that, or he was like really confident that James had a ring set and wanted to risk losing the book just so that he could get the book chain on ring if there was ring. So the duo comes down. James didn't shuffle hand here, I don't believe. So there's knock, set monster, a back row. Well, this game's pretty dead if the set monster's Faith, which we can see that it is. I guess you like hope that it's to Koichi. I think the play is probably set Tsukiyomi to try and wall to Koichi. Maybe set Serpent, because that's still walls to Koichi. Is there any merits to setting Faith? No. I don't care about taking back book. I'd rather try and draw something good. So I want to set Suk or Serp. I guess Tsukiyomi has like the benefit of not playing into Dust Shoot next turn. But it also just dies to Breaker. And the set could still be Night Assailant. Okay, the play set Serpent. He goes for Tsukiyomi. Which I get, but I think the Night Assailant possibility turned it around for me and just made it Serpent every time. And there's a Thunder Dragon which also runs over Tsukiyomi. So he's just got all the good stuff now. Alright, that's just game over. There's a pot. I guess James is thinking about whether he should set Faith before using pot here to play around the Dust Shoot. I don't know what scouting James has on Mirageknight. So he decides to play around the Dust Shoot. Seems fine. He scooped because Mirageknight had Fate set. Okay. So the question here is whether to activate Charity or not. Well, what's the alternative if you don't activate Charity? You could pass turn, you could set ring, pass. I just think you just get so far ahead if you draw something good off this Charity. And you open yourself up to falling behind on tempo if you don't make a play with your normal summon this turn. I guess you could do something like set Kaiku, set Ring, which can bait mind control, and Ring protects from anything, breaker. And it could be set Kaiku, set Ring, but I think I lean towards just using Charity and just winning the game. He does go for Charity and draws the Night Assailant. See, look how good that is. He just gets so far ahead now. Takoichi Ring looks good here. Goes for the Summon Spy. Question is, do you want to ring so that you can preserve the Soup Loop? If you allow, you go Kaiku attack. Very likely has an answer to that, otherwise he very likely wouldn't make this play. But if it's like Book of Moon, you can just chain ring to the Spy then. Not sure. I guess if you ring now and he chains Book, that's really bad, right? You then have to like mind control. Yeah, you just straight up can't answer both spies, so yeah, I'm allowing this. Sets one back row, so looks a little like a Book of Moon, but it could also just be Ring or Mirror Force. Draw Thunder Dragon is pretty insane. How to do this? I think it's just summon Kaiku attack. Here's Mirror Force. So main phase 2 Thunder Dragon. Do you drop the BLS? If you do summon BLS, then you have to set Regeki Break. Thing is, I don't think it matters either way. I think you just win, regardless of if you hold it or summon it. Oh, you have to summon it. You have 7 cards in hand. Yeah, that makes it very easy. Okay, decides to just set the Regeki Break instead of doing that. I guess that's fine too. There's an upstart, attacks, allow that. There's Sook. With BLS in hand, I don't really want to ring this. Yeah, I'm not ringing. That's one back row. Do you just go after the back row here? Let me think. If it's something like Solemn and he Solemn's BLS, you don't mind that much at all because you just mind control spot. Yeah, this is like another spot where it doesn't really matter what you do, just still win. I mean, you have to think about what's the play for next turn. If you don't Ryeki Break, do you ever just go Mind Control, Summon Souk? No, I think that's bad. It's definitely just BLS. He just goes for the Rigeki Break into BLS line. Well, draws Tribe, so could summon Tribe instead now. And then Tsukiyomi would come down, and you have to ring it. This game has no easy decisions for some reason. No obvious ones. BLS, Banish, and then what? Summon Souk, attack. Has he said any monsters yet? There was Koichi. He's only drawn one card since that. I don't know. I think Tribe. I guess you could keep Darks out. I don't think that matters that much. He goes for Mind Control, so that he can set up his own spies. So he's gonna Souk in main phase 2. I don't know about this. I guess he just didn't want to ring Souk. That's the problem with Tribe. And I mean, is the plan now to ring Spy though? Ring Spy when Tsukiyomi gets summoned? Because then I would rather just ring Souk instead. Alright. So he's gonna ring Spy. Flip Spy, summons in attack mode. Torrential and Mirror Force are gone, so you can just go crazy. You could go all the way crazy here, but he'd only need one stop, and then BLS and Tribe would be gone. 24, 34, yeah, so it has to be Tribe summon. So I wouldn't go crazy here. I would just do something like summon Sangan in addition to this and attack with everything. Could also set Sangan, sure. I don't really see the punish for summoning Sangan though. The set Sangan just baits potential mind control that can then not be used on BLS. I just feel like if you summon BLS, the game's just gonna end anyway, so that wouldn't matter. I guess with that Thunder Dragon draw, there's like potential BLS ring stuff. 18, well, that's still game even with set Sangan, so. Summons Gorilla to attack Spy. I think this is Snatch, Tsukiyomi the gorilla? Hold on. If you snatch Suk the gorilla, that's 11, 12, 23, 43, 53. So you'd only have this 53 and then summon BLS as well. Is there any card that stops that? No, there isn't. Yeah, there's no card that stops that. And if he stops the Suk Snatch play, BLS just gets in there for game. So that is the play. Flips these hang-ins, summons BLS. Yeah. Let me just make sure that this is the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. There's still no card that stops this. Okay, so goes upstart, sets a monster in a back row. So this is the spot where you have to decide if you want to use mind control or not. And this is also when it sucks seeing the stats of monsters, which could give me bias. Like, I know it's Magician of Faith, but let's just try and think of what set monsters it can be. It could be Spy, Decoy Chi, Faith, potential Night Assailant. I don't think we've seen Night Assailant yet, so it's possible he doesn't play it. So what's the alternative play if you don't mind control? Is it just set Spy, pass, and then just lose to knock? I lean towards just using mind control, just because I don't want to fall behind that much. Let's see what he does. Okay, so he agrees. And you see Faith, so that's good. Do you ever suggest set Serpent here? I don't think so, because this Faith won't be attacking the Serpent, so the Serpent will kind of just get stuck there unless a Tsukiyomi comes down. So I think it just has to be Spy. It could be Night Assailant if you go with the idea that Faith won't attack the set monster, and like Mirageknight will set another monster next to Faith. Night Assailant's pretty good. So it's between Night Assailant and Spy. If Night Assailant gets knocked, you don't really care. Damn. Spy. I'm gonna set Night Assailant. I'm just gonna go for it. Night Assailant. Yep. He agrees. And it played out perfectly. Night Assailant also gets rewarded by knock and mind control, so I think it had a lot of things going for it. So Mirageknight sets a monster with the knowledge that we have mind control in hand. Only thing I'm thinking about here is whether I should summon Sangan first and attack into Faith and flip Night Assailant main phase 2. But I don't think you care about Mirror Force anyway. Yeah, you definitely don't care about Mirror Force. So I'd rather just get the 200 in and yeah, that's it. Which is what he does. Is there any reason to set a bluff? There is Light, Dark, and Grave, and you do have 2 really weak monsters. So setting a bluff is definitely a possibility here. To just try and deter BLS going crazy. BLS is already what, 28 plus 2,000 is 48. I guess the question is how bad is Breaker destroying the storm? It's pretty bad, but it's not that bad. You still have like Set Spy, your Sangan, would have Mind Control for any chaos that decides to banish Sangan. But I think just holding it in hand is good. Because you'd need like 4,800 plus ring plus another monster. Okay, so he decides to bluff it. And Sorcerer comes down. Okay. Storm's really good here. Just activate it. There's Yeki Break. That's fine. So Serpent gets discarded, which is a Mind Control bait. But since we don't have any answers to the Chaos Sorcerer, and our Mind Control is still known, it's still a bit too risky to just go after the set monster. So just gonna have to Mind Control Sorcerer here. And banish it. And what is the follow-up? It's probably just Set Spy at this point. Koichi's possible too. Yeah, I think I just Set Spy and Mindcon Chaos Sorcerer. Which is what he does. So Thunder Dragon is drawn. And Koichi flips, so there's potentially another Chaos that can be live whenever he feels like it. Goes for Mindcon on the Spy. Summons another. Tributes the Spy for Thunder Dragon and attacks for 3,000. So this Spy alone will be able to wall this. 2 discard traps are gone. So only Ring can really out this, plus Chaos and Snatch, I guess. Alright. So it's just going to be Spy to defense, set to Koichi, and end turn. So there is a third Regeki Break, which goes after the set. to Koichi. Does this imply that he has a spy answer already? It doesn't look like it because his hand is Thunder Dragon Serpent. I'm not sure about that play because he's just opening. If he doesn't draw basically Chaos or Tribe off the pot, this spy can just wall forever. But at the same time, using a Regeki Break on spy is pretty bad. So Serpent's still in hand, so can't use Duo. You could do something like set Duo, set Serpent. To try and bait MST on Duo. Yeah, I don't really want to give a breaker though. Yeah, I think I'm just going to set Serpent pass. Here's knock on Serpent. Sets a monster. Draw Sook. Is that good? Is that good? There's still one knock remaining. Hand is known though, it's Thunder Dragon Serpent. Do you just risk? I mean, it would have to be the back row being a set knock. I think you probably just have to go for it. Because otherwise you just wait here and just die to like a ring or a snatch top deck. Yeah, so I'm just going to Sook Spy. Well, I guess you knock the set first. In case that's a spy. Yeah, knock the set first. And then summon Sook. And just pass turn like that. Yep. There's another set monster. Okay. So draw Faith, so now the light is available, and it also gets back decent cards. So play here will just be Flip Spy, summon the other one in defense mode, attack the set monster, and decide after that in main phase 2 what to do based on what the set monster is. It's Night Assailant, so the play is just gonna have to be Sook set the spy. There's still one spy remaining, I believe. Yeah. Could set Faith now to go for like heavy. But I think just continuing to wall with the spies is going to be a little better. I guess the backer could be Solemn, technically. And if it is Solemn, he just Solemn Sook and runs this over, and in that exact situation, set Faith would be better here. Tough. Faith is definitely kind of safer. I can't remember, was there a Solemn in game 1? I don't think we've actually seen any Solemns at all from Mirageknight, so I don't think you should really play around it. So it decides to go for the set duo now. So he's seen a few turns go by that the back row could just be MST, and he's using this opportunity now to just try and get the duo MST'd. There's no MST though. A lot of thinking going on. A lot of checking graveyards. So just sets a monster. So I think we do the same thing as last turn. Just flip Spy, summon in another one in defense, and attack the set monster. Well, I guess you upstart before attacking, because that can change things. And gives MST. No reason to use MST on back row right now. Just attack the set monster. And once you see its Serpent, you're now free to just activate Duo. And it was Solemn. Wow. So I think Mirageknight missed an opportunity last turn. He definitely should have Solemned the Sook. That would have been a big tempo swing, and James didn't have a light yet, so he couldn't capitalize with Chaos. So that's another mistake for sure, since we knew the hand was Thunder Dragon Serpent, so yeah, that's a mistake. Okay, so now it's again between Sook and Faith. I think it's a little more reasonable now to set Faith, because you just lose the Spy. But why does he Solemn Duo though? The hand must be insane if you're Solemning there. Is it Snatch? No. It can't be Snatch, because you wouldn't Solemn to protect that when he knows about Sook. Is BLS possible? I don't think so. I think BLS would have just been used. Tribe? Is it Tribe? Would he have made that play last turn with Tribe? I guess it could be Sorcerer. I think Tribe would have just killed the Spies last turn. It could be Sorcerer that he didn't want to just summon an attack Spy with. He wanted to wait till this turn to get these Spies face up. I'm going to say it's Sorcerer. Yeah, the hand Sorcerer. So if we assume Sorcerer, what is the best play? I think it just set Faith. Yeah, it's set Faith. Set Faith and set MST. Goes for Sook, which I guess is fine. I mean, this would be like to play around some tribes, but I just don't think you care about tribe that much with Set Faith. You would just take some damage. But alright, continue. Chooses not to go Serpent. Summons BLS. So the hand was probably BLS then, which he just didn't use last turn, and that's probably why he was thinking forever. And I guess BLS makes the most sense to solve a duo. Just go ahead and phase MST. Yeah, so it was BLS. And we just win now. Just use Thunder Dragon. Sorcerer, banish the BLS. And go for Set Faith. Hand is known, right? It's just Thunder Dragon. Yep. So Set Faith pass. Is he playing around like Mind Control top deck? I don't get this. He's playing around Mind Control top deck on Faith. I just don't think that's worth it. Sure. I believe Set Faith was the play though. Like it gives you access to all of these spells, so you just win next turn easily. And this play is not even that great versus Mind Control. I mean, it would still be fine. Sure. So Mirageknight just sets a monster. Guess you go flip Sorcerer, banish Thunder Dragon to try to make it so that Mirageknight has to discard his Thunder Dragon. Okay, he's gonna just go for the Deco. To play around Tsukiyomi top decks. Doesn't really matter that much. And attack the set monster. Okay. So again, plays around Dust Shoot, sets a monster. So he goes for a Regeki Break and draw phase to target the set monster. There's still, what, one Faith? I feel like this was just not played right. I feel like Faith should have just been set and the game would be over. Now we're Regeki breaking Sangans. I don't know. Just go for some damage here, or goes for the light banish, and now sets faith. I feel like if we're setting faith now, well, I guess you have to set faith now because Mirageknight searched faith. But now we're still risking that 1 in 16 mind control top deck. So I feel like you avoided risk before, but now we're risking it again anyway. Alright. So you definitely assume the set is just faith because Mirageknight has to just try to win the game, and faith is his only way to win it. So yeah, faith for mind control makes sense, with the intention of getting heavy MST for game. Alright, just summon tribe and that's game. Alright, some interesting plays by James. I don't agree with all of them. I think that one turn where he went mind control spy instead of using tribe or BLS, I think that ended up being pretty good. I do think this faith should have just been set earlier in this game. Game 1 should have Regeki braked the set monster turn 1. Yeah, overall well played. And that's it for this one. Thanks for watching.